Good day, everyone. This is Coach Mariano here to share with you a very fantastic tool that I use when I'm coaching with my clients. And with this tool, it'll help you discover 7 choices that will help you create your ideal life. And again, this is Coach Mariano with Jauco Associates, and we create thriving businesses and healthy lifestyles. So let's go ahead and get started here. Hope you're having a wonderful time. Wish I was here. You can let your friends and folks find out about this as well, because I'll provide you with a link to this recording. If you like, just email me and I can do that. So a good leader is one who can tell another how to reach his or her potential. So it's telling another person how they can reach their potential. But a great leader is one who can help another discover their potential for themselves or herself. Okay? So a great leader is one who can help another discover this potential for him or herself. Isn't that a great definition of leadership? Also, it's not what you say that matters most, it's why you say it. And this is a quote by Bruce Schneider, who's the founder of IPEC Coaching, which is the Institute for Professional Excellence in Coaching. And this is who I got my certification from as a coach. So what I would like to do next is to share with you these 7 different energetic levels here. This is a chart called the Energetic Self-Perception Chart, and it was actually developed in 1999 by Bruce D. Schneider, who again is the founder of IPEC Coaching. So both the assessment and the Energetic Self-Perception Chart are somewhat complicated, and both are based on the concept that the highest levels of energy are what we call anabolic energy, and it's usually associated with non-judgmental or completely objective thinking. Whereas the lowest levels are catabolic, and those are based on victim thinking and emotions surrounding that type of energy and thinking. Okay, so basically we have 2 different types of energetic level. And if you think about it, everything in this world is energy. And so we're classifying these energy sources or levels as either catabolic or anabolic. So let's begin. So your level of consciousness determined in terms of what your levels will be in taking the assessment. It's a very accurate assessment in that provides you it provides you an understanding of how you perceive yourself and how people experience you from an energetic level. And so what I'd like to do is talk about the different levels. But first, let me share here the core thought. Here are these items here. And your core thought actually helps us in terms of developing our emotions and what we may feel. And from that, it helps to drive our action or result, okay, in our lives. As I mentioned, there are several levels. I'll just start here with emotion. This first 2 levels, level 1 and 2, are part of what we call the catabolic levels. And it's primarily concerned with ego, with unconsciousness, and it's a very low level of energy, okay? And in terms of core emotions or feelings, we have apathy and anger as the second level. The third level is forgiveness. The fourth is compassion, whereas the fifth is peace, sixth is joy, and seventh is absolute passion. So in levels 3 through 5 here, you're operating in your strong ego, okay? And this is all about self-mastery in this level, whereas in the previous level, it's all about yourself, okay? And so with this level, there's total awareness here in terms of self-mastery, okay? And then on level 6 and 7, this is self-transcendence, okay? This is where you don't have any ego more, and you're pretty much you're just being, okay? And you have a very strong inner faith, where in self-mastery, it's more of an outer faith. And with the self, there is no faith in all in terms of who you are. Okay, so let me go through each of these different levels. So in particular, level 1 here, which is victim energy. We call it victim energy, and the feelings are apathy, and the results is lethargy. With level 1, people begin to blame themselves, and they live with a lot of guilt and other catabolic emotions. They tend to try to avoid any confrontation, and they take things very personally. They feel persecuted for their own and others' mistakes, and usually keep their feelings and opinions to themselves. At home, they tend to be victims of an emotional or physically abusive partner, and at best, their relationships are codependent. They don't feel that they have control over situations in their lives, and they avoid dealing with those situations or circumstances. Or they may feel hopeless or powerless. At this level here, level 1, folks feel guilty, a lot of fear and worry, and that's usually what's associated with this lower level of energy. Level 2 here is the conflict level, and at this level of energy, people focus on being angry and afraid, on blaming themselves and for their lives, the past, and for any negative thoughts and emotions. You know, people of level 2 would say things like, she or he violated me and I want revenge. And people with level 2 energy are usually not as happy, not as fulfilled, or as emotionally satisfied as they could be. Their work life is neither as productive nor as exciting or fulfilling as they'd like, and they find themselves surrounded by, what is wrong type of thinking. They usually don't feel like they are contributing, nor do they feel appreciated. Instead, they often feel taken advantage of and would leave if they had another decent opportunity. Many people with a predominant energy at level 2 are not in relationships, or if they are, they aren't very healthy relationships. So in their relationships that they have, there's usually a lot of arguing, and many people at this level refuse to open up fully because they don't trust their partner completely, and so may hold back. Most important though, most people with this energy are angry, okay, or guilty with themselves and others, and feel their life is not where they'd like it to be. So in comparison to level 1 here, people at level 2 energy are very willing to do something about their circumstances. Okay, so also most people in this area have energy in this level because of a past experience or circumstance that they've been through and haven't completely released. Um, so you might want to think about how that might relate to you. Okay, so here's level 2 around conflict. Anger is the core emotion, and defiance is usually the action or the result. So moving out of the self into the next circle here, we go into a transition level called forgiveness, level 3. And this is, our thought process is more about taking responsibility, and our action and ultimate result is about cooperation. So level 3, as I said, is a transition level towards anabolic energy. Okay, at level 3, people still blame others, but they're able to rationalize other people's behaviors to forgive them. Thereby, they release their catabolic energy. Most people also blame themselves, but find a way to rationalize thoughts and experiences as a coping mechanism. Still, there's usually some residual anger based on past conflict with others, as well as some feeling of unfulfillment and disappointment about their lot in life. As things don't quite turn out as planned, at work, people at the lowest range of this level rationalize conflict with others to be able to maintain the peace, which is very important to them. And they continue to be productive. At the higher range of this level 3, they actively seek to repair damaged relationships and conflicts with others. And in relationships, there is a certain dance between them and their partner. And though each understands their roles, they really don't understand the other person and try to fix the other instead of trying to grow together. Okay. Level 4, the core emotion is compassion. Our core thoughts are about concerns, okay? And usually it's concerns about others, and then the result is service. So level 4, again, is an anabolic energy level, and it frees us to focus on helping others. At level 4, people no longer take anything personal, and people at this level have deep compassion for what they do and who they do it with. They will seek to fix everything and get upset when things can't be fixed. At work, they often take on a lot of the burden from others, feeling they can handle it, but mostly to help the other person. They look to work more as a team than as individuals, compared to the lower levels of 1 and 2. At home, people with a lot of level 4 energy always seek to meet the partners or their family's needs first before they meet their own. They are giving, loving, caring, and very nurturing people. And they look to help instead of to control others. Level 5 here is the core emotion is peace, and the core thought is around reconciliation, and the result or action is complete acceptance. Okay, and with level 5 energy, this enables us to reconcile right and wrong. At this level, instead of seeing things to fix, people try to create opportunities from whatever happens. Okay, so we try to create opportunities from whatever the situation may be. These are the thinkers, and they can get caught up in their heads. They are usually very intelligent people, although often lack some emotional awareness. At work, they are people who will look at what's right versus what's wrong. So they see things as the glass half full versus the glass half empty. They are great at taking any challenge and turning it around. They are usually in leadership roles and are seen as people who can fix things quickly. However, fixing things is not what they want to do. Instead, they prefer people help themselves so they can instead focus on production. Now at home, level 5 energy continually looks to grow the synergy of the relationship. So with the purpose of getting the most out of the relationship. They communicate rather well, but can oftentimes become roommates instead of romantic partners. Okay, on this third concentric ring here, we're now moving into self-transcendence, and the level 6 core feeling is joy, and the core thought is synthesis here, and the action or result is wisdom. So level 6 makes it possible to synthesize and to create power from partnerships. At level 6, the experience is the opportunity. There's no good or bad and nothing to improve. At this level, our intuition comes alive. At work, these people have a lot of creative and proactive energy. They are usually visionaries who don't wait for things to happen to react to, but see everything as an experience to live and learn from. Their goal is not at the end of the rainbow, but in the process itself. It's all about the journey and the final outcome. So they are calm and unflappable and inspire greatness in others. At home, they do not look to improve relationships, but only to experience them. They are easygoing and very flexible, and they are not interested in being right or keeping the peace by making others happy. Instead, they are fine with allowing the relationship and all that occurs within the relationship to continue, and enjoying all aspects of it without much judgment. And finally, the highest level of energy, level 7, the core feeling is absolute passion, and the core thought is complete non-judgment. And the final actions and results are creation and your creativity. So level 7, again, creates non-judgment. It's about absolute passion. This is the level of creation, and at this level we create, observe, and experience it all at the same time. At work, this energy becomes apparent in genius thinking, such as in the case of spontaneous creation of brilliant ideas. People who have a lot of level 7 energy are pioneers and are able to create something from nothing. They are not interested in any reward, nor does the experience offer any more joy than does walking the dog. They are completely passionate about all aspects of life. And at home, those with a lot of level 7 energy prefer to be alone, not feeling much of a need to share their lives with any one individual. Instead, they feel intimately connected to everyone. When they do have a partner, they feel unconditionally loving and completely accepting of that person, but can sometimes be seen as aloof and uncaring. So these are the basic 7 levels of this energetic self-perception chart. And as I mentioned, there's an assessment tool that we use called the Energy Leadership Index Assessment that would help folks understand their profile better. And so with that profile, you would get your average resonating level. And let me share a little about those. So let's say if you move from an average resonating level, or ARL, of 2.5 to that of a 3.0. Well, if you were able to make that shift, you'll have at least a 20% increase in financial success, a 10% increase in your leadership ability, 15% more satisfaction in your most intimate relationships and interpersonal work relationships. You'll have a 12% greater engagement in what you do either at home or at work. You'll have 14% more freedom and 9% improvement in the quality and depth of how you communicate with others. You'll also get an increase in your health and wellness of 6%, and your overall productivity will be raised by 16%. Your time management also improves by about 17%, and you'll be feeling much more spiritually connected, a 12% much higher, greater feeling. And your work-life balance will improve, and your satisfaction will grow 15%. And then your overall combined energy level will increase at least 20%. So, you know, just a small half a point shift in your average resonating level gives you a dramatic shift in all these areas in life. And we were able to prove it with actual data with individuals who have taken the assessment before and who have taken it after in terms of their overall improvement. So here's a quote from one of my favorites, Lao Tzu. He's a 5th century Tao Te Ching philosopher. So if you fail to honor people, they fail to honor you. But of a good leader who talks little, when his work is done and his aim fulfilled, they will say, "We did this ourselves." Isn't that a wonderful quote by Lao Tzu? So I'm going to share with you now an example of my energetic profile. The second time, actually, I took the Energy Leadership Index assessment. So when you do this, we provide a report, and we will go over each of the different 7 levels. And as you may see here, level 5, the level of reconciliation, is my most dominant level. And so I have 22% of my energy on average is at this level. And then my secondary levels are level 3, which is responsibility, and actual level 7 of non-judgment. And so my profile shows I have 1% victim energy and 3% conflict energy. So basically 4% of my energy is actually catabolic, and the rest is anabolic. So I was actually, when I took this assessment, I was very surprised at how high my energetic profile was. And my average resonating level was actually at a 4. So I have a fairly high level of energy, if you will, in terms of my profile when I took this assessment. Now this shows a profile of how my energetic levels is when I'm under stress. And so when I'm under stress, I tend to operate more, still at the reconciliation level, and my level of my secondary level is responsibility. So actually not too much variation from the previous one, but you can see here under stress, I have a lot more catabolic level of energy. On level 1, the victim, I have 6% more, and level 2, 15%, which makes more sense because the more stressed I am, the more conflict I may be feeling, and maybe more hopelessness as well. So those are some examples of the profile you would receive. And then if we talk about tomorrow's leader, typically the catabolic leader is one who typically manages people. They like to delegate a lot and give information to their subordinates. They're good at self-assessing, and they're very good crisis management people. They tend to be more emotionally disconnected because they use their left brain more so in terms of analysis. So they're very logical in their thinking. They're very good at dealing with problems, but on the downside of that, it may be at the cost of taking advantage of others. Whereas the anabolic leader, they lead their team. They are active participants in doing tasks and in their responsibilities, and they share a lot of detailed information to help subordinates succeed. They consider them feedback from others and really listen well, and they love to plan ahead and are very good at holding others accountable. They utilize emotional awareness, a lot of emotional intelligence here, and whole brain thinking. By whole brain, I mean everything about the brain in terms of left and right and what we call our holographic way of thinking. They see only opportunities, and they also believe that human resources are very important and are the means for any person to be successful as a leader. Here's another quote here by Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. So if you treat people as if they were what they ought to be, and you help them to become what they are capable of being. So treat people as if they were what they ought to be, and then you begin to help them to become what they are capable of being. I thought that was a nice quote I wanted to share with you. So let's talk about some next steps in how you can improve your energetic level. Well, one is there's a book called Energy Leadership that is written by Dr. Bruce Schneider, and you can pick that up on Amazon and you actually download it. And you can also take the Energy Leadership Index Assessment, and I usually provide an hour and a half debrief to kind of share what's going on in terms of what your profile looks like. We also have this program called the Energy Leadership Development System, and it's basically 12 topics, if you will, that we would go through and help in developing your skills, your attitudes, your thought process as a leader in hopes of building your energy level up. We also have a 360-degree assessment and debrief. And with a 360-degree assessment, that's a better actual assessment of not only of what you feel, but it's taking into account those folks that you might report to, your peers, and those who you may supervise. So they'll be provided with assessment tools and will do it based on what they feel about you as a leader. The other thing you can do is you can actually get certified as an energy leadership professional like myself, and we are trained in terms of being able to debrief folks on these leadership energy tools. And then finally, another way you could improve yourself as a leader is to get certified as a professional core energy coach, because as a coach and a leader, you start becoming more of a servant leader in terms of how you operate and work with your employees. So with that, I wanted to thank you. Again, this is Coach Mariano, and we're about creating thriving businesses and healthy lifestyles. And if you have any questions, feel free to get in touch with me, and I'll be glad to answer any questions you have. You take care, and I wish you much success and prosperity.